from Boston. I don't hold nothing against you. I know you already started life with 2 strikes, so it's all right. Ready?
Yeah, as far as rocking out with the band tonight, you know, they actually reached out to Tour about getting us on the bill, about having us be a part of it, you know, with the kind of jam session, quote unquote, that they're doing. And it was dope, you know, it's dope to be able to set this up. The rehearsal alone was dope, so we're looking forward to getting busy tonight on stage. And it's always dope rocking with a live band, you know, with the horn pieces and, you know, just bringing the music to life, really bringing it somewhere else besides what you hear when you press play, you know, really turning it into something.
You know, just being Brooklyn guys, being New Yorkers, obviously we were definitely familiar with the Dug Down brand, the Dug Down label. Sky dropped a few projects there. I did a project or 2 there myself. And then when we decided to come together for Barrel Brothers, we decided that, you know, we had learned so much in the business and we had gotten so many just great examples of how to go about setting up your own brand and starting your own thing, that we decided to jump off and do our own venture. Skyzoo having FGR, me having Internal Affairs Entertainment, IA. We collaborated with Empire and was focused on joint Loyalty Digital. Yeah, and we just decided to do our own thing, you know, kind of build our own brands and our own legacies, and hopefully in 16 years, 17 years, we'll be around just like a Duck Down or a Stone's Throw and any of these other labels that, you know, started out the same way we did.
We met through the music, you know, we met via the music, but from there we were able to take that and the amount of time that we spent with one another, hanging out, kicking it, making music together, turned it into something beyond music. Whereas, you know, if I stopped rapping today or he stopped rapping today or whatever it is, we would still be rocking on a daily. We would still, you know, be in tune with one another's families and what's going on in each other's lives and having a real genuine love and respect and all that for one another as homies, you know, as great friends. So
real friends,
it started in the
not
music.
Rap friends.
Right. It started in the music, but it grew into something else, which is always dope, you know?
Barrel Brothers, just like us getting together to do a full length, just like some of the song titles and the skits, all came from the fans. It all came from the audience. We were out on the road together. Sky was on tour with Ghost. I was out with Sky. Somebody came up to us, and that's when Barrel Brothers was dropping. We both made the dumb face, like, what are you talking about? He went on Wikipedia and was like, look, it's right here. It says Barrel Brothers. You know, and then Sky, when he was working on Live from the Tape Deck with Elmine, he was like, yo, Toe, I'm going to get you on the joint. And he titled it Barrel Brothers, which continued to add fuel to the fire. And, you know, once our schedules permitted and just, you know, we got tired of the harassing, you know, because people can get directly at you now. So once the millionth one tweet came through, we was like, yo, what are you doing for the next 3 months? Nothing. Me either. Let's do this for the people. And we got together and we came up with Barrel Brothers. Went in the studio every day for, I don't know how long it took.
A month and a half.
Yeah, about a month and a half. Went to the studio every day, a few times a week, and just banged out joints, listened to beats, wrote everything on the spot, really collaborated on the project. And I think that's why people gravitated towards it the way that they did, just because it really feels like a cohesive project. It really feels like, you know, it wasn't email back and forth. Not that we haven't done things like that before, but I think anytime you can get in the studio and collaborate, you know what I'm saying, 100%, it always makes for better music because we can bounce ideas off each other, flows, and everything else. And that's pretty much how Barrel Brothers was formed, but it was named by some random fan somewhere out there in
Indiana or Nebraska.
Nebraska, somewhere, Omaha, somewhere.
Yeah. Chemistry-wise, it's awesome. You know, we were able to, you know, get in the room, make a record happen quick, you know, quicker than a lot of people may or may not be able to do. And just the chemistry and the vibe, it all starts from having that genuine respect for one another's music, one another's craft and what we do, you know. Me knowing he's nice, him knowing I'm nice, you know, it starts from that. And it starts from us also having a lot in common when it comes to hip-hop, you know, being fans of the same type of stuff, same sound, same artists, things like that. So when all that comes into play, it makes it way easier to make some music together because you're coming from the same place, coming from the same, you know, the same thought. It's coming from the same idea. So us getting together, and we homies, so, you know, it was just going to lab and make records and bug out and have a good time and bug out some more and hopefully get 15 records out of it, and that's what we did. So
pretty much how it went. For me, I would have to say, I think, though it's not, I won't say it's not my favorite because I love them all, but even though it's not my favorite record on the album, I think Blue Yankee Fitted sums up the sound of the project, what the theme of the project was, what the idea behind it all was. Not being like, yo, we New York, look at us, but more so saying, this is where we from, this is what we represent. You know, I mean, even the chorus, think of a blue Yankee fitted when you hear me. You know, that in itself says, when you hear me, you think of New York, you think of this hat, you think of hip-hop. You know, because you don't have to be a Yankees fan, you don't have to be a New Yorker to appreciate the Yankee fitted. I've been all over the world, from Germany to, you know what I'm saying, Beijing and back, and people wear that Yankee cap. They know it's a staple, it's a part of the uniform of hip-hop, and we just wanted to make an album that felt like really representative of not only New York City, not only boom bap hip-hop, not only lyricism, but just something that was universal and something that could be accepted by many people, and I feel like Blue Yankee Fitted is that.
Absolutely. I would actually agree, you know. Memorabilia is my personal favorite record on the project, even though I love all of them.
Oh, it's amazing!
Even though I love, you know, all 14, 15 records on the album, but Memorabilia is my favorite record. But if there was one record as far as the sound, the lyricism, and the feel of what it embodies with the album and what you should expect, if you heard one song from the album and said, okay, this is what the rest of this album probably sounds like, it would be Blue Yankee Fitted, definitely.
Well, I'll give you a list of some of the people that, you know, for whatever reason, we wanted to have on the album, or, you know, be a timing or scheduling or people working on things. But of course, we big fans of Rock Marcy, you know, so that would make perfect sense. Joey Badass, that would make perfect sense. MOP, that would make perfect sense. Skyzoo was pulling for Rusty Jukes until the 11th hour.
My man Rusty.
He was like, yo, we got to figure out a record for Rusty. So, you know, I mean, for that type of project, any of those guys that I named, and I'm sure Scott can name some as well, any of those guys would have made sense on the project. And, you know, we'll see what happens if there's the next time around, or, you know, remixes or what have you. But, you know, there's a lot of guys out there right now just basically what I said in the last break, just representing a certain aesthetic in the music, representing the authenticity, and it don't have to be New York authenticity, but just being authentic to you, yourself, your brand, where you come from. When people hear you, they think of your area, your neighborhood. You know, I don't want anybody to ever hear me and confuse me with a down south artist. Not that I don't love down south music, I don't listen to it, but that's not me. You know, when I listen to somebody from down south, I want them to tell me they coming out the bando and this and all these things that I know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Or slang 100%. That I don't use. You know, but when you hear me, you know, you think of a Blue Yankee Fitted. So anybody that's authentic to their sound, authentic to what they do, and super nice with the pen and the bars, you know, they can be on the Barrel Brothers feature.
Oh man, you never know. You never know. There's a lot of pros and cons with that. There's a lot of leads that'll make you think it goes one way or the other way. So to me, man, I just live every day. I just live life, because you don't know. You know, it could be.
I've seen some crazy things.
100%.
You know, I've been around some incidents where I was like, wow, that's different. You know, and I'm a conspiracy theorist, so, you know, don't get me to talking. You'll run out of film. But, you know, there's a little truth in everything. I don't know if it's to the magnitude or the extreme, but there is a hierarchy. We all know it. I mean, it's a hierarchy in any form of business, you know, and the music business is no different. And they can push buttons and make things happen. You know, you see guys go from 0 to 100, and that's no pun. I'm not talking about Drake per se, but you see guys go from 0 to 100 real quick, you know, because the button was pushed, something happened. But I'm going to leave it at that, because they might call me up next. I don't know. I'm ready for it. Words of wisdom. You're the smart one. I'm the strong one.
Words of wisdom. As far as if you're coming up trying to get in the game, remember that this is a game. Remember that this is a business. It's a sucker game. It's a corny business. But at the same time, the music, the love for the music, and the passion for the music is what usually propels those who last to continue to go on to where they last. So regardless of it being a sucker game and a corny business, you know, the love and the passion for the music is what should push you, hopefully, to continue to do this the right way. So move right, make sure you do what you gotta do, put the love and all that for the music first, but remember that this is a business, so play accordingly. You know, this game is a business, so play accordingly. You know, both eyes and ears and everything open, and, you know, move wise. That's what I would say.
Move wise, absolutely.
1 2 1 2, you know what it is. This your man Skyzoo Skyzoo.
No doubt, and it's your boy Torae. Together we are known as Barrel Brothers.
Yeah, and you're checking out NEHip-Hop.com. You know what it is, baby.
One. mad love for Boston. I had to get my passport, and I couldn't go to the New York office, so I had to go up to Boston and get it the same day. So Boston was all right with me. I ain't even wearing the Yankee hat today, just, you know what I mean? Just off the respect.